Hey, honey,
Yes, Barry?
let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Me fascina el viento, este ritmo de palmas, sin ti naturaleza, hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I'm your host, Barry Kessler, and I'm just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination. Maybe it's even yours, and that's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That music you're listening to is performed by Alberto Perez, and Alberto is the owner of the Lapa Lapa group of restaurants here. Those are the Lapa Lapa, Puerto Vallarta's oldest restaurant on the famous Los Muertos Beach, and the El Dorado Restaurant Beach Club right next door. So you can enjoy that fantastic view of the Los Muertos Pier, all lit up at night in beautiful colors, or during the day in its grand splendor, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, seated with your toes in the sand right at the water's edge. It's so romantic. It's so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. This week, I am going to take you to a couple of places. One is the Saturday market, known as the Olas Altas Market in Lazaro Cardenas Park. We also know it as Parque de los Azulejos. And then I'm going to take you to one of my favorite restaurants in Puerto Vallarta, and I'm going to introduce you to the owner of that restaurant. His name is Jorge Tovar, and he owns Jorge's Hideaway and Shrimp Shack. But before we get to that, let's see what's happening this week in Puerto Vallarta, the 14th of March, 2018. Happy Pie Day. All right, this weekend, actually beginning tomorrow, March 15th, 16th, and 17th, is going to be the Damajuana Festival de Raicilla. And you can't miss it. It's going to be on the Quale Island, right in Puerto Vallarta. And I'll read from the news bulletin from them. It is their third edition of the festival. Come and learn more about the crafting process and what hides behind the spirit that makes it 100% organic. Get closer to... Are they going down that, really? Organic? Okay. Sure, it's good for you. Get closer to the culture and traditions from Jalisco and taste this Mexican spirit. Damajuana, the most representative cultural festival of Puerto Vallarta and the Bahia de Banderas. Did you know that there are different types of raicilla according to their place of origin? Venture into the wonderful world of distillates and try Hacienda de Visadero from the area of Cabo Corrientes, one of the main producing municipalities. A wide variety of raicilla producers will be there, creating creative, delicious drinks from raicilla. Now this should be pretty interesting, don't you think? What does Damajuana mean anyway? I don't know. Damajuana, another raicilla, dude. I don't know. What does it mean? Anyway, be careful if you plan to go to this and you use one of those suspension bridges on the way home. Anyway, they're going to have live music, they're going to have mariachis and ballet, delicious food, ceviche, of course, because it's, Puerto Vallarta. And it will, the entrance is free. And once again, March 15th, 16th, and 17th at the Instituto Vallartenses de Cultura in La Isla de Quale Island. Sounds like a lot of fun, you guys. So if you're in town, pick one of those days, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and get to Quale Island and get plastered. Why not? I have all the info in the show notes at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. All right, spring break time, folks. Just in time for that, we have a ruptured sewage pipe in Puerto Vallarta. It happened on Sunday in Colonia Mojoneras. located just southeast of the Puerto Vallarta airport, and it caused a sewage spill into the Rio Ameca. And it was followed by an announcement from Mayor Davalos that there was the possibility that some beaches would need to be closed to ensure safety of visitors. And it seems that the beaches near the mouth of the Ameca have been closed to swimmers as a precaution until things clear up. So let's read from the Mazatlan Post, because at least in Mazatlan they know how to tear apart Puerto Vallarta real good. I guess we could do the same thing back to them, right? The rupture of a sewage collector contaminated the beaches, for which the Secretary of Health of Jalisco asked not to use the beaches or consume shellfish or raw fish. Authorities decreed sanitary and environmental warning in the municipality of Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, after the rupture of the Central North Collector, which affected the protected natural area of El Salado Estuary and the beaches from the Marina Vallarta to the Pitial River. The pipe of the collector system broke last Sunday in the colony of Las Mojoneras near the Port Convention Center. The Secretary of Health of the state of Jalisco, Fernando Peterson Aranguen, suggested not using the beaches and called for tourists and residents not to consume raw shellfish and fish as it is contaminated. If there are bacteria, we don't want to recommend the use of the beach. From a health point of view, the civil authority is the only one that has the capacity to make the decision to close or not to the public, he said. He informed that, according to the Secretariat of Integrated Water Management, there is no black water leakage, but evaporation remains. The recovery and rehabilitation works could be extended for several weeks. It was an important quantity that drained over the estuary and has already reached the sea, said Aranguen. He admitted that on the eve of the Easter and Easter holidays, it is important that people know that there are health problems in that area at the moment. The SPCA Puerto Vallarta Water and Sewer Services continues to repair the collector. Work is underway on the construction of specific pieces that will be installed to reinforce the structure of the 48-inch tube, the agency said. Aranguen indicated that through the Commission for the Protection Against Sanitary Risks of the state, they take samples every day. And meanwhile, the mayor of Puerto Vallarta, Arturo Davalos, explained that in the area of the affectation, there is presence of elements of civil protection to inform citizens and visitors about the contingency and the importance of attending recommendations. It seeks to prevent possible damage to health, he said. Meanwhile, the Trust for the Protection of Estero, El Salado, said that they have already placed aerators that inject oxygen into the estuary in order to conserve the life of the living organisms that live there. On the other hand, the Secretary of Tourism of the state said that the affectation did not reach the beaches when the stream El Salado empties into the sea and precisely at the height of the Marina Vallarta. I'm not minimizing it. The technical information that I have so far from the Ministry of Environment is that corrective actions have been taken on the issue of contamination of pollutants, and the beaches are monitored every hour after the problem so that there is no greater damage. With the samples, we will know when the water will once again be clean of bacteria, Peterson said. Okay? I have a link to that Mazatlan Post article in the show notes if you would like to see it. It is there. Now, a couple days ago, the broken pipe had been replaced, but again, there is still a lot of cleanup to do. They are monitoring the beaches, and we'll just see. So right now, the beaches from the marina all the way up to the Rio Pitial, those are the ones that are affected. And of course, any of the shellfish in the area, they don't want you to eat that. They don't want you to eat any raw fish. So very, very interesting. We will keep an eye on this. This is not good news. for Puerto Vallarta, my friends. I have a listener who sent a letter, and he wanted to know about a couple of things. Let me read here. Actually, this is an email from Adrian, and it reads, "Hi, Barry. Thanks for putting out a great show. My wife refers to you as the late, great Huell Hauser of PV. Can you tell me about the drink Tuba? And what do you think about the casinos in the PV area? My wife and I work for the airlines and travel to PV often. Thank you, Adrian B." Okay, well, thanks for listening, Adrian. Those are both really good questions. And I had a great time checking some of these things out. Anyway, so what is Tuba? I mean, I've tasted it, but I really have not delved into the subject like I did just because I got this email. So thanks for that. It's not a big brass instrument. Stop it. It's a drink. It's served by these gentlemen that are around town, but mostly you'll see them on the Malecon, near the arches, near Los Arcos, where the amphitheater is. And these guys are usually dressed in white, and they have these gourds, these large brown kind of gourds, and they sometimes have some spare containers with some liquid in them. And anyway, I was surprised at the information about this drink and its origins and the different takes on this particular drink from all around the world where the cocoa palm trees grow. This actually is from an article from the Vallarta Today, so I'm going to read from that. Tuba, as it's called in Spanish, is a drink that's made from the sap of the coconut palm. In Mexico, tuba is mostly linked to the area around Colima, south of Puerto Vallarta. Men called tuberos climb the coconut palms to collect the sap twice a day. A combination of the harvested sap, coconut milk, ice, and sugar make up the drink. While tuba selling may go back generations, the drink was not native to Mexico. In the 16th century, Spanish galleons that carried spices, silk, and other trade goods also carried these species of palm from which tuba is made. Filipino sailors not only brought the coconut palm with them, but their knowledge and know-how of making tuba, a popular drink in their native land. The seeds of cultural crossover between Mexico and the Philippines stem from this time, and the area around Colima proved a prime growing area. Tuba is known in many other parts of the world, including India, Africa, and Southeast Asia, and has many different names. In Nigeria, it's called Imu. In southern India, Kalalau. In Sumatra, Tuwak. And in the Philippines and Borneo, they share the Spanish name, which is Tuba. In its alcoholic form, for which it is mostly known in other parts of the world, it's called palm wine or toddy. Tuba in Mexico is usually consumed as a non-alcoholic drink. And when you see the tuba salesman on the Malecon, he is selling a non-alcoholic tuba. Now, of course, I have a link to this article, like I always do, in the show notes, so you can check that out. And thank you for those folks over at Vallarta Today and talking a little bit about tuba. Now, in Puerto Vallarta, the tuba man is going to have some plastic cups that he will pour in. He'll put some cut up apples into it, maybe some walnuts or some pecans or some peanuts, and then he will pour his special mixture of tuba into the cup. The sap of the cocoa palm mixed with that coconut milk and some sugar and whatever that tuba man likes to add to his brew. Everybody's got a little bit different, but it is very good. But now the question is tuba good for you? Well, agua de tuba has been said to traditionally clean the kidneys and help prevent urinary tract problems. It's also reported to kill amoebas in the stomach. Some good effects is that it is wholesome, it's cool, it's good for improving the health. It's a supplement for iron and vitamin deficiency. Clinical studies indicate that medical applications for asthma, tuberculosis, bronchial suffocation, and piles believed to facilitate clear urination and prevent jaundice. So, yeah, it's got some cool little things going on for it. I watched a video of some tuberos climbing some coconut palm trees and harvesting the sap over in Colima. They climb up they use their hands and feet like monkeys. They go to the top and they sit on down there and they cut away the blooms from the stalk that grows out of the palm tree. Kind of, it's kind of a reproductive thing. So I'll try not to get too excited here as I'm telling you this story. But anyway, they cut the flowers off the stalk and then they attach a plastic gallon-sized jug thing to the end of this stalk, and then they attach it with a string and kind of hang it from one of the palm fronds that maybe sits above the stalk. You can look at the video that I have of it anyway. But anyway, they scurry on back down, and then 12 hours later, they come back up with an empty jug, and once again climb up there like monkeys to the top of these tall trees. They remove the plastic jug, which now is full of this palm sap, and then they recut the stalk about a half-inch back to get it going again, and then they put the next jug on with the string again, and then down they go, and then this process takes place every 12 hours. They have groves of these palm trees, these descendants of the saplings that were brought over 400 years ago from the Philippines. And like I said, I embedded a video in the show notes that shows the entire process. It's really quite interesting. It's in Spanish, but it's got pictures, right? Okay. Now, as far as casinos are concerned in Puerto Vallarta, there are, in Puerto Vallarta itself, there are 3 of them. We're talking about from the Ameca River south. In Nuevo Vallarta, there are others, but now we're just talking about Puerto Vallarta. So there are 3, like I said. There's the Crown Casino, which is across the street from the hotel zone in Plaza Caracol. And then there's one across the street from the Marina Terminal. It's called Casino Vallarta. And then there's a third one, and that's at the end of the Malecon, and that's across from the McDonald's over there, and that's called the Wynn Club. Now, I don't gamble, so I personally have never ventured into one of these casinos in Vallarta, but I do know that they have slots, they have blackjack and poker tables and roulette and keno, just like Vegas kind of, but just not on a big, huge scale. Not quite as fancy. Anyway, I reached out to my buddy David Osland, who is with Chef's Pass Food Tours. And I've had him on the show a couple of times. You've heard him if you listen to the shows. But I know that he's done some gambling in Puerto Vallarta, and so I figured I'd, find out what he said. And here's what he says. He says, I've gone to the Wynn Club Casino on the north end of the Malecon a dozen times. Except for the last time, I had always won. The rules are looser than in the States, and the dealers screw up a lot. For example, they screw up counting a lot. So when they screw up in favor of the players never call them on it because, of course, they win. But when they screw up in favor of the house, then the players call them on it, and they call a false game. So the odds on blackjack, he says, are around 51% in favor of the player if the game is played exactly by the rules. In other words, if somebody doesn't mess up along the way. But if the dealer messes up 1 out of 7 hands, he says, the odds tilt in the favor of the player even more. He says the first time that he went there, he played only the slots, and he kept winning and winning. He thought he had won hundreds of dollars until he realized finally that this was all in pesos, so like $20 or $50 anyway. he pointed out that the last time he was there, he lost. He had decided that he was only going to bet on the roulette wheel, and he bet 500 pesos on red, odd, seven consecutive times. And what do you know? 7 times in a row, it came up black even. Anyway, he pointed out that the clientele over at the casino is a pretty cheap bunch. He says he plays 500 peso hands, which adds up to about $25 US, and everybody there thinks he's a high roller, but he says, hey, he's just playing the minimum Las Vegas hand, and he believes that there is a maximum bet of 2,000 pesos, which is about $100 US, and he says that they use a 6-deck card shoots. So if you are into that kind of, the card counting thing, it might be easier for you to do that kind of thing in Puerto Vallarta. So there you have it. There's the scoop on Tuba and the scoop on casinos in Puerto Vallarta. So there you have it. Adrian, ask and you shall receive. All right. Let's get to the interview, shall we? The Saturday Olas Altas market in Puerto Vallarta, if you're on the south side of Puerto Vallarta on a Saturday morning, is the thing that you just can't miss. It's a wonderful market located right smack dab in Parque de los Azulejos, Lazaro Cardenas Park, or Tile Park PV. If all three of them, boom, nailed them all. So the place is always packed with, shoppers who are locals, part-time residents, snowbirds, tourists, everybody. They're all there. And there's lots of exhibitors. You're going to find a lot of the same exhibitors that you'll find at the Thursday Marina Market, for example, over at the La Cruz Market. That whole market circuit that we talk about. And anyway, lots and lots of food booths. So go hungry. Gabino Sandoval is there with his pull-tab purses. Choco Diva is there making their chocolates and handing them out and selling them, of course. There's a booth for Tile Park PV. There's all kinds of booths. There's music, there's dancing. There are all sorts of expats there who are making things and selling them, and that's how they make their living. That's how they survive and remain living in paradise. So the first booth that I stopped in, you're going to hear about the market, and we're going to talk to that nice lady there. Then I stopped in at 2 Puerto Vallarta charities that I wanted to introduce you to. One of them is the SPCA Puerto Vallarta, which is obviously a wonderful charity. And another wonderful charity is Pasitos de Luz. So let's go right now and let's meet some of these cool folks over there at the Saturday Olas Altas market, right there in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. All right, so what booth are we at here? What booth is this?
Okay, this is the Olas Altas Farmers Market. We are a farmers market that we do the high season, November to April, and we are here 9 to 2.
All right, and you are like, what do you do here? You organize all the different booths?
I'm the coordinator, and the stand and the booth that we are here, it's the one that manages everything with the clients, with the vendors, and everything around.
Okay, so who are you?
Well, my name is Hilda.
I wanted to know, Hilda. Come on, you're on the show. Okay, so Hilda, tell me what kind of vendors you have here.
Okay, we have food, all kinds of food, Indian food, vegan food. We have Argentinian food. We have lots of bread, pastries. We have clothes. We have handcrafts.
Yeah, just about everything under the sun, it seems like.
Yep, exactly, everything that you can need it and you can use. You can come here hungry and you can have good food. You can buy souvenirs, clothes, everything.
And you've got some great music here.
Yep, actually we are having today Encanto, one of the best shows. We usually have two shows, one in the smallest area and the other one is the big one. And today we have Nestor and we have Encanto.
Yeah, it really makes it such a good experience to walk around, listening to the music, eating, shopping, all that other good stuff, and eating some more.
Yes, actually it's like a must. If you come here as a snowbird, it's a must to come here every single Saturday, not only one, every single Saturday meanwhile you are here.
Yeah, I can tell because, there's got to get some more elbow room around here, I'll tell you.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for talking with me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks to you, and see you next Saturday.
All right, I'm walking up to a booth that has pictures of a dog and a cat, and it says SPCA Puerto Vallarta. Who are you?
Hi, my name's Pat, and I'm a volunteer for the SPCA.
And David, who is also a volunteer with the SPCA.
Thanks, you guys. They're laughing because we just got done talking, and I just didn't push record. This is the worst thing to do, you guys. God. Listen, tell me what you're doing here at the market.
Well, here at the market, we ask for donations. We have T-shirts, we have hats, we have a couple of coffee cups, and we have calendars. Our calendars are very popular.
They can't see those.
I know that you can't. I know you can't see it, but let me tell you that Marge is the best picture because that's my dogs.
All right, Pat, you're pretty funny. I love that. All right, so I'll have some pictures. I'll have a picture of the front cover, but you're going to have to come here and dig to see Pat's dog. David, what's the concept here? What happens with the SPCA? They are here in Vallarta. They do just dogs, or do they do dogs and cats?
Well, we used to do dogs and cats out at the shelter, but we found that there's several other organizations that sponsor cats. So we're mostly concentrated on the dogs now. What we do is we have a full-time vet out at the shelter who they vaccinate, spay, neuter, take care of any injuries that the dog may have. They're on a fresh food diet out there, so they grind their own meat and make their own food out there. Hydrotherapy we do. Socializing animals, and then we adopt out mostly to Canada. We send a lot of, because apparently we have more small dogs here than they do in Canada, so we send a lot of small dogs to Canada, mostly Vancouver or Calgary. Do some adoptions out to Arizona, so a lot of dogs go from Mexico to the States, and they get through immigration just fine.
Okay, all right, so what if you're like... don't want to do, you're kind of lazy, you don't want to do all that work. Do you get a little help with paperwork and stuff?
Oh, yeah, it's all done by the SPCA. They get all of the shots necessary, the flea medication, everything is done for you, and all the paperwork is done for you. So basically, all you have to do is adopt your dog and take it home with you.
How easy is that? Because, people that come to Puerto Vallarta, they're usually just drunk. They don't have time to fill anything out. They can't even find their pen. So, all right, so tell us a little bit about, you guys do tours of the facility. Tell us a little bit about how someone would be able to take a tour.
Okay, so we do tours every Tuesday and Thursday. What they do is you contact them on the website or by phone. They arrange to pick you up at the Costco here in town, or just outside of town, and then they drive you out to the facility. You get a tour of the full facility, which is looking at the kennels, which are very nice. They're indoor. They've got an outdoor area, indoor area, bedding area for each animal that's there. We hold about 85 animals at one time. Some of them, of course, are in quarantine because of diseases or things that they picked up on the street that we're trying to clean them up from. But it's really nice, and you get to meet all the animals, and you get to meet all the people that work there. There's a full-time vet out there, and then the staff, and you can go out there and walk dogs and just spend a day with a dog that's, if you're lonely for your dog when you're in Puerto Vallarta, which a lot of people are, you can go out there and walk a dog and have a lot of fun with an animal.
How cool is that? They got to rent a dog. You can't take it down. You can't take it down to the Malecon though. Because no, of course, that would be a bad idea.
But it's a nice jungle walk.
Okay, yeah, all right. So, but just bring your bug spray.
Yes, please bring bug spray and a hat.
Oh, okay. All right. These are all good tips. All right. So, what kind of things do you need over at the SPCA?
Oh, we can always use towels, blankets, collars, leashes. Just about everything except food. We feed all of our dogs a special diet. So, if you feel like you want to go to Costco and buy a bag of food, don't. Go to Costco and buy a blanket or a thing of towels or something like that. So, we and donations, of course.
And money, like dinero. Dinero is always good. So if you can't make it to Puerto Vallarta, and if you can't make it down to the SPCA Puerto Vallarta, then just send them cash. That'll be great. Yeah. How do people find you?
We're on the World Wide Web, www.spcapv.com, and we're also on Facebook, SPCAPV.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to have links to those as well. All right. You've got some pretty cool things written on these shirts. You've got cards. You got shirts. What do you got here?
Who rescued whom? Who rescued who? we always feel like our dogs rescued us for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. That is so funny. They got nice cards. They've got little wristbands. They've got all kinds of cool things. Cat hats. Yeah. Don't forget the calendars. Okay. Is there anything else I forgot or ask?
Well, just if you happen to be in Puerto Vallarta, stop by the Old Town Market on Saturdays. We've got a booth here at the Old Town Market on Saturdays, or at the Marina Market on Thursday nights. And stop by, say hi, buy a T-shirt, buy a calendar, make a donation.
Excelente. Okay, I'm going to have a picture of these guys and of their product, and you'll check it out at www.PuertoVallartaTravelShow.com. Thanks, you guys, for coming on the show. Pat and David, you guys are great. Thanks for what you do here.
Thanks so much for coming by.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right. Hello, my friend. How are you? What is your name?
Hi, my name is Arturo Ayala, and I would like to tell something about the project that I'm involved with. It's called Pasitos de Luz. This is a familiar project that we started about 20 years ago. Pasitos de Luz is a program that supports children with different type of disabilities. All of them come from low-income families, and we give them care, we give them love, we give them physical rehabilitation for free. This is something that our government here in Mexico hasn't taken care of yet. So that's how we started this, not having the idea. At the beginning, we started with 7 kids, and every year there was more kids in line wanted to receive some of the services that the group was providing. At the moment, we have more than 135 children enrolled, and as I mentioned, all of the services that we provide to the children, like physical rehabilitation and nutrition, special education, recreational activities, dancing, music, all of these are part of a program that we do with a lot of love for the children. We want them just to be and feel the same as others.
That is... Oh my gosh, okay. This is wonderful. So, the facility is where they stay? Do they live there, or they're permanently, or do they come and go?
Well, it's more like a daycare center. The children, they have their own families. Sometimes, in most of the cases, we present scenarios where the grandmother is the one that is in charge, or the mother is a teenager who can afford provide the attention for their children. I personally have visited the places where they live. We are really making a difference in the cases of these families. And yes, well, the name is Pasitos de Luz. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and see what is the type of the work we do. Today we are presenting our project in the farmers market because we are located in Puerto Vallarta. It's a point where there's a lot of tourists, and it's a way where we can find some volunteers, people interested in being involved in what we are doing. It's just great meeting more persons that have the compassion for do something for the others, and yes, it's what we are doing today.
Excellent day. All right, so if somebody was coming down and wanted to know what you needed besides cash, is there anything else that you guys need?
Well, yes. Right now we have a big waiting list of kids who would like to be enrolled in the project, but we need more hands. And the most volunteers we can have will be the better for receiving these children. We have a website, www.pasitosdeluz.org, and there's a tab where you can see our current necessity list of necessities. And yes, I think that will be one of the ways to find out.
Okay, and of course the other way is to donate some time, and of course the best way I think is to donate cash. But what can I say? And so you got a donate button there also on your website as well, I imagine.
Yes. The platform receives donations through PayPal, and there's also charities, foundations in the U.S. and Canada that can receive the donation and give you a tax receipt. But the information is on the website. There is Children's Shelter of God Foundations in the U.S. and Banderas-based charities. The two foundations we have partnership, and they help us to transfer the funds to our organization and provide the tax deductible to the donors.
Good. That is great. All right. Well, I'm going to have a picture of you, and I'm going to have a picture of the booth, and I'll also have links to the website as well.
I just come on your side.
And I want to talk to you about Casa Connor.
My name is Tina Outman, and I'm the grandmother of Connor. Connor van der Veen was born with Hunter syndrome. He passed away at the age of 15, but before that already we got involved with Pasitos de Luz because we saw the need here and we had everything at home. They have nothing here. So we were able to fundraise $2 million to build a facility. What helps tremendous, all the children around here who are disabled are more than welcome to come, even if we cannot afford it. They get therapy, they get the most love you can think of, they get better food. It's an amazing area, but right now what we need most of it is monthly donors. What means we have 50 children in there now every day, but we can have 150 in there. It's a huge building, and it's built for more children. But the only way we can do that to make a budget, and the only way we can budget if we get money coming in.
Right.
So
you need something regularly coming in.
Exactly. But it is so we miss our grandson terrible. He passed away 7 years ago. But what came out of it is so positive. It's so positive. Connor taught us so much, right? And we have pamphlets, and you can hand those out if you like. And people can donate either Canada or the States or Mexico, and they all can have tax receipts.
Well, thank you both so much for what you do. Thanks for coming on the show, and I'll have links to all of those in the show notes as well, so look for them on the website. Talk to you soon.
Muchas gracias.
Fantastic.
All right, that was fun. Now, I have pictures, I have links, and I have maps and all that good stuff, so if you don't know where the Olas Altas market is, if you don't know where the Parque de los Azulejos is, I'll have a map, okay? And it'll take you right there. So if you can't get to the Olas Altas market, then just go to my website, check out all the cool pictures, and pretend that you're there, all right? All right, now, next, I'm going to take you to one of my favorite restaurants in Puerto Vallarta, and it's called Jorge's Hideaway and Shrimp Shack, and it's really hidden away. When they talk about a hideaway, they're not kidding, okay? If you walk south on Olas Altas, now that's the street that actually goes right past the park, goes right past Playa Los Arcos Hotel, right past Andale. Just keep on walking and walk a couple more blocks, and you're going to steadily go uphill. And you are going to finally get to Calle Pilitas. And you're going to hang a left, and you're going to see signs that are going to point to Jorge's Hideaway and Shrimp Shack. Now, you'll walk almost to the end of the dead-end street. It's not that much farther. And you will find it there. And unless you knew it was there, you would never, ever find this place. I mean, it's just, I'm surprised that anybody can find the place at all. But people manage to fill the place almost every night, especially during high season. And inside the restaurant, it's very pretty. It's colorful. It's welcoming. There's about, I'm gonna guess there's about 15 tables in there, maybe 10 or 15 tables. It's kind of romantic. It's kind of dark, romantic lighting in there. Usually they've got music playing, great service, really nice owner. So let's go right now to Calle Pilitas, number 206, and let's meet my friend. And now yours, his name is Jorge Tovar, and he is the owner of Jorge's Hideaway and Shrimp Shack in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Jorge, thanks for inviting me to your place.
Thank you for coming.
Tell my listeners a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and what was your path to Puerto Vallarta?
Well, I was born in Guanajuato, so it's a small state in, right in the middle of Mexico. It's very there is a small place, and it has a lot of culture. It was where the Mexicans' independence started. So that's what I was born.
Okay. And what led you to come to Puerto Vallarta from that beautiful place, Guanajuato?
Well, I fell in love, and here I am.
You know what? Everybody tells me that. So you came to Puerto Vallarta, you fell in love, and said, okay, Guanajuato, you're all right, but Puerto Vallarta is where I want to be.
You're right.
All right. So when you came here, did you come here with a cooking skills, or what did you do when you got here?
Well, I used to work in the kitchen first. It was my first job. I was a cook, and then I became to, I don't know, you knew the restaurant El Dorado. Okay. I was a waiter there for many years, and then I was working in another place on the beach. And so one time we decided to come up with this small street, and it was an empty place, so we decided to open a small restaurant.
So isn't that a little crazy? I mean, you came up this street. You're not like people can't fight. It's called the Hideaway, right?
You're right. Uh-huh.
So how did people find you?
Well, most of the people, when I was working on the beach, I met a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
So people, they were very nice with us. So they bring people. So
they follow you.
I think month award, I think is the best. So people been very helpful to us.
Right. So you told them, hey, I opened a restaurant. Word of mouth got around. They said, we love Jorge. We're going to go check it out.
Yeah, I told people, I invited one time to the restaurant, and some people come, so some of they don't come, but it's, it's just the way it is, it's, it's too big, and we are like 1,000 restaurants in Puerto Vallarta, so
yeah.
So it's not easy.
No, it's not. All right, so I thought that was a little crazy, but people found you and started talking about you. And then things started happening for you here, yeah?
Yeah, then we started this business 5 years ago, and it's, we are improving little by little.
Yeah. Every year.
Every year, you're right.
All right, so you started 4 years ago.
Well, honestly, almost 5.
Really? So, oh wow. So you started then in 2013.
You're right.
Okay. And so tell my listeners a little bit about your restaurant. Some of them haven't been here. What's your menu like?
Well, this is really a small restaurant. The menu we have, we try to offer something that people cannot find in other places. For example, we do shrimp with we have cheese inside. We wrap in prosciutto, and we put pesto sauce on top. So we serve it with mashed potato and vegetables. And also we have once in a while we have rack lamb, we have beef, we have chicken, and shrimp, of course.
Of course. You have some unusual dishes also. I probably one of my favorites is you've got this shrimp inside of a pineapple.
Yeah, we do.
How do you make that? Tell us how that's done.
Well, the pineapple we just we just
cut it out.
Cut it in half. Take out the meat, put in the grill, cooking the pineapple meat with butter, garlic, shrimp, spicy sauce on that, and then we put it back on the pineapple. We put melted cheese, and we put it in the oven. That's what we make it.
Man, so that is killer. Is that one of your most popular dishes, do you think?
Well, I think, most of them, a lot of people like the pineapple, but also the house special, they are, I think they are.
All right, so what's the house special?
The house special is what I told you, that's prosciutto, mozzarella with pesto.
All right, okay, all right, excellent. I'll have to try that one of these days. So tell us what else you have. You have shrimp, but you said you also have other offerings too?
Yeah, we do also. We have beef medallions with gravy sauce on top. And for chicken, we have a cordon bleu chicken. And also we make a chicken with goat cheese. And we use a plant that we call Saint Lip. Saint Lip is the kind of saint people use for medicine in South of Mexico.
Yeah.
And also they use for cooking also.
Yeah.
So it's
a specialized kind of a local herb. Huh?
It has special tasting because the Saint Lip, it's normally most of the people that use the leaf when it's a plant, it's in South Mexico, like Veracruz, Oaxaca, Tabasco, that kind of.
Okay.
But it's just a plant. It tastes like between mint and. It's hard to explain.
Yeah. Well, you just have to taste it, right?
You're right.
Come on up and try it. What's your bar like? What do you got going over there? You got a nice.
Well, in the bar we have a full bar. We have everything. We have like rum punch, margaritas, tequila, whiskey, rum.
Mm-hmm. You have a house drink.
Yes, tequila, cranberry juice, pineapple juice, and we put this special, little grenadine on. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm. Sounds yummy. Right. Where do you get your shrimp? I know that shrimp doesn't. It's not here in this part of the bay, is it? It comes from other places, doesn't it?
Honestly, the shrimp they come from. Normally they come from Sinaloa. Sinaloa is number one in Mexico.
For shrimp. No, where's that from here? Is it a long way?
It's also in the Pacific Ocean. But I think by car, I think it's around 10 hours.
Okay.
Because they are together. There is we are in Jalisco, and there is Nayarit, and there is
Sinaloa is above Nayarit.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where it comes from. Around Mazatlan, right? Around that area?
You're right. The state is Sinaloa.
Okay.
So
right.
Mazatlan is just a port. It's below to.
And that's where the finest shrimp come from. Now,
you're right.
Those shrimps, do you get big jumbo shrimps down there too? You get them all sizes there?
Yeah, all sizes. They have all sizes.
Okay. So that's where you get your shrimp. And then everything else pretty much local here?
Well, the fish, the Mahi-Mahi is local. Tuna also is local.
Mm-hmm.
What else is local from here?
Maybe red snapper?
Red snapper also. Well, mostly we have fish. We have has to be local.
Okay. Yeah, good. And let's talk about red snapper. How do you guys, or mahi-mahi, how do you prepare the mahi-mahi?
Well, the mahi-mahi, we do a stuffed fish fillet. We put bell pepper, onions. We put we fill it up with scallops, shrimps, and we put cheese cream on top. It's very tasty.
No kidding. Look, all those flavors. Fantastic. And what about if you were going to prepare a red snapper? How would you do that here?
Well, we can do red snapper. Normally we can do grill, but also we can do zarandeado. So zarandeado is a different
Explain
kind.
that. Yeah, explain zarandeado.
Yeah,
for everybody.
the zarandeado, you cut it half, 3 parts. The red snapper you put in the grill, put a special sauce on, so it has to be. You need to cook it little by little.
You flip it back and forth, and you marinate it with this. How do you say it again?
Zarandeado.
Zarandeado. Okay, sure, that's easy to say. Right. Let that just roll off your tongue, boys and girls. All right. Well, that's fantastic. So, how about appetizers? What do you guys do for appetizers?
Well,
here?
for appetizer, we have star wonton. We put that's wonton. We fill it up with the kind of cheese that we use. We call requesón, which is Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
We put mint and we put in the fry, but we serve with a special sauce that's chipotle, miles, and honey.
Nice.
So it's kind of sweet and spicy.
Yeah, it sounds delicious. Any other kind of appetizers you can tell us about?
Appetizer, we do also ceviche, tropical ceviche, which is tropical ceviche has shrimps. We put grapes, orange, grapefruit. We put bell pepper, cilantro, and avocado. It's very tasty.
Mm-hmm. Yum, yum. You know, it's the afternoon. I'm not hungry yet, but I'm getting hungrier just sitting here talking to you. So, let's talk a little bit about Puerto Vallarta, because now you've lived here for a long time. When did you move here?
I've been here since 26 years ago.
26 years. Okay, so you've
I'm
seen
20
a lot
right
of
now,
stuff. You've seen a lot of stuff. You don't look old enough to be here 26 years.
Thank you. You're nice.
If you were going to, because right now we're in a place where he's not open for breakfast and you're not open for lunch, so I can ask you things about breakfast
You're right,
and lunch.
absolutely.
Right? All right, so let me ask you, what are your favorite places that you like to eat for breakfast here in Puerto Vallarta?
Well, I like. There is a place right on the beach they call Langostinos. It's a really good. They have. It's not fancy, but it's nice, and they have the food has a good tasty. So I like to go there.
Langostinos, good. Any others for breakfast that you can think of?
Also, I like a Café de Olla. Also, they have. Also,
they do a breakfast there. What do you get when you go to Café de Olla?
Well, you can get. Normally I like too much omelets, so I like to try to do my own one with. I like chile serrano, cheese, onions, and bacon.
So you go there and you name your omelet, and they make it for you.
I like it. They are nice people. They just tell them what they want, and they fix for you.
Yeah, they'll do that for you guys too. So that's a good idea. How about for lunch? What do you like for
lunch,
middle day?
For lunch, let's see. Well, it depends. There are a lot of places.
How about like a little place that you would go that's not fancy, just something like.
Well, I like to go. That is not fancy. Just to be honest with you, there is we have a mercado. Mercado. There is a small, they have they have everything there. They got pineapples, groceries. They sell everything right there. But also beside that, there is a small stands.
Yeah.
They stands. They are small, so they sell food. Mexican food.
Right.
So
You go there. You're
I go
talking
there.
about the Lazaro Cardenas Market?
You're right.
Right on.
I like to go there. There is a place. You know the name of the owner is Marina. She makes very good chicken soup. She cooks Mexican food, so I like to go there.
Okay, so she's up in the Lazaro Cardenas Market. She's in that hallway, right?
You're
There's
right.
like 2 or 3 different places.
You're right.
Well, I'm going to find her. What's her name again?
Marina.
Marina.
It's very tasty. You will like it. They have a lot of. They do mole also. They do mole. They do carne asada. They do a lot of things.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right, so that's a great
And also
tip.
they do menudo. Menudo is it's.
Tell us about menudo. How do they make
Menudo
menudo?
is real Mexican. They do cerdo Spain, but they make it normally in Mexico when somebody's come over, they have to eat menudo in the morning. So so it's like a soup.
So that's a good tip. You got a hangover, go on down there. Check out.
They put onions, a lot of chile, and we use also basil, albahaca.
Good. All right.
And they make handmade tortillas.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's good.
I'm on my way. That sounds great. All right, so I'll go down there and I'll take a picture of her stand, and I'll so you can see that in the show notes for this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. You'll check it out there at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. You guys know where to find it. All right, so if you were going to go and leave Puerto Vallarta for the day, just time to get out. It's Monday. Got the day off. Where would you go?
Hold on. Where do I go?
Yeah, where would you go if you were going to just for the day? You're getting out of town.
Like a
for a day trip, you know.
Well, there is
What's your favorite day trip?
I like to go La Boca. La Boca is a nice place to go.
Yeah.
I like to go to La Boca. It's very also it's very nice. It's next to Mismaloya, but also most of the tourists, they don't know. There is a place by the airport that they call Boca de Tomates. Boca de Tomates, they have a lot of Mexican restaurants over there.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of things over there. A lot of things. They do. They have a lot of seafood.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing of this, you have a chance to. It's mostly for local people. That's why you're gonna see you go there. But people are very nice in the restaurants, so they give you a chance to bring your own beers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can spend money in food,
right?
But you can bring your beers.
You can bring your own beer.
Oh,
that's interesting. Do they sell beer though? Also,
they do.
Okay,
they
good.
do. But
just in case.
But you don't wanna. That's in case you have a 6-pack. Well, they give you a chance to drink in on the on the beach, and it's very nice. They call Boca de Tomates.
Boca de Tomates. Now, when you go to Boca de Tomates, do you have a favorite restaurant?
Yeah, the name Tomás is a palapa.
Okay.
It's very nice. They made the best once zarandeado.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
All right. So great tip. All right.
They do.
All right.
Very good.
Now, anything else over in that Boca, the Boca up north, not the Boca down south?
Well, I like. Normally, I go to Boca de Tomatelan, but there is a small beach. It's
that's right.
It's very little one. It's not so big. The name of that beach is. The name of the place is Colomitos.
Colomitos, sure, sure.
It's very small.
Tiny.
It's very nice, very clean.
Okay.
It's a really nice beach because, they have a river river water comes to the ocean. So you have ocean and you have river. So it's nice.
Beautiful, but it's tiny.
It's very tiny. Most of the Mexican people, they go camping. Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them, they go camping. So you want to go there, you just can. You can walk there. You walk on the hills. It takes together like walking 20 minutes. But if you don't want to walk, you can take the panga. So what is a water taxi?
Yeah.
Yes, it takes 5 minutes.
5 minutes around that corner. Around that corner.
But then you want to take a walk during the morning. It's very nice.
Yeah.
You will see the oceans.
Well, during the summertime, you guys, if you're here in the summer and it's hot, that walk will kill you, okay? I've done that walk. So do what Jorge says. Go take that bus to Boca and take a panga over
right.
to Colomitos.
Yeah, it's just-
And then say, hey, when I'm done with Colomitos, take me over to Las Animas. Yeah, all right.
Very easy. It's nice. It's beautiful.
Excellent, excellent. What kind of advice would you give to a first-time visitor to Puerto Vallarta? What would you tell them?
First time they come to Vallarta, well, most of the people, they don't go to the river. So when people comes on the raining season, I recommend that people to go to the river because there are people, they don't know, but there are a lot of waterfalls, nice and beautiful fresh water. And but they got to be careful because when it's raining on the hills, it comes a lot of water.
Yeah.
There is a waterfalls on Garza Blanca, River Garza Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful waterfalls.
Right behind Garza Blanca?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to walk next to the river,
Mm-hmm.
and the first waterfall is around. Honestly, it can be the height 20 meters out of
Wow.
water.
Nice.
So you can jump also to the down.
Down to the pool
And
below?
It's a big, and it's very deep because you jump and you can attach it. So it has.
Good.
We don't know how.
Well, who wants to do that?
It's beautiful and a lot of you will see mostly Mexican people.
Right. So locals do it. They know the trail.
The kids, boys, young people, they walk on the, and then they will enjoy it.
And they take that
Pictures and
big
everything.
jump.
Very nice.
They take
Beautiful.
that big, fearless children.
I think I have some pictures, so I'm gonna.
Oh, good. Send them to me. That'd be
I will
great.
send it to you.
So that trail starts behind Garza Blanca, so you can actually find that from there, and then maybe take the bus to Garza Blanca, and then just walk
You're right.
across
You
the
need to walk-
street,
Uh-huh.
and then
You need to walk on the river, next to the river.
okay, all right,
So up, and it's take you to get the first one.
yeah,
It's gonna be like 25 minutes.
yeah,
Can be less, 25 minutes.
pretty steep climb, yeah.
Not really,
No,
No, not really.
oh, good.
Then when you're gonna get the second one, then you need to go high.
That's the steep climb, the
But-
second
but
waterfall.
The first one is very nice. There are many. You will be walking there, but
So the higher you go, you'll see
you
more
will see
and
more
more.
and more. But it's hard to do that. So I think the first one should be nice.
Should be fine, right? Yeah. So don't hurt yourselves,
Yeah.
you guys. Just go ahead and see that first one, and if you got some more strength, then go for it. Take that big one. What's your favorite part about your restaurant? What is the favorite thing that you like about this place?
Honestly, I like because we are on Los Muertos, zona romántica, but we are very, very high. So people, they don't know, but I like it because this street is very peaceful.
Yeah.
So you go up, you don't know where you're gonna be. So that's what I like it because it's quiet, no traffic, so not too many people. So you will enjoy it.
Right, and you don't have the buses going by, so you don't get the dirty air. It's nice and it's clean and it's fresh, and that's what you're breathing when you're eating. Which
And
is
also you
really
have parking.
nice. Yep. Whoa. Yeah. There is parking here, isn't there?
Yeah, we have a lot of.
Right. What do you hear when you're cooking? When you're back there, what do you hear the people say?
Well, most of the people, they say they like it. A lot of people say they like it, they enjoy it. So they said, I mean, we are not very fancy, but people they come to taste and enjoy the food.
Yeah.
Honestly, and another thing that I have to say, we are, we are local people, so we are working, to have a nice kind of life. So we are we are telling the people that thank you very much for coming, and we invited the people, but most of the people, they come and support us because they say, you're a small business, it's nice to succeed, you go to big companies, you don't know the owner or you don't know the employees because they switch. So we are always here.
Is it a family affair? You work with
Mostly
your kids?
we are family.
You have your...
Yeah, I have 2 boys. My 2 boys, they're working here.
Mhm.
And also my wife, she comes once in a while. But everybody comes here.
So it's a big family affair.
And also we have some good friends.
So have you had the same chef the whole time?
Yeah, since we opened, yep, we have the same one.
That's great. That's the way to keep things consistent.
You're right, because he's really good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
He's very good.
He's good.
He's very good. Is there anything that I missed? Is there something else that you want to add before we say goodbye today?
Well, what I just want to thank you very much for coming and give me a chance to show the people, the restaurants, and also I want to say to the people, thank you very much for coming to Mexico and Vallarta and enjoy. And I hope everybody enjoy it, and I wish the best for everybody because you are healthy, you have everything. You don't have health,
You ain't got nothing.
You don't have anything. So, but I just have to say thank you very much, and thank you for coming. And I want to invite you to the people to visit Puerto Vallarta. So,
Excellent. Hey, tell everybody where you're located. How can they find you?
well, how can they find me? Well, we are in Pilitas 206. We are on La Zona Romantica. It's a small place, very high, but we just want you that you just come one of these days. You have a chance.
Okay, and I'm gonna have a map, so you'll be able to find this place. No problem, you guys. Just go on the show notes. This episode of the Puerto Vallarta travel show. But all you have to do is just type in Jorge's Hideaway Puerto Vallarta, and you know what? Google will take you right there.
You're right.
You've got a nice little mark from TripAdvisor. Where are you guys at right now?
Well, we are. I don't know which number we are, but
You're like in the top
but
10 or 20,
we can
right?
be 10, between 10 and 20.
Yeah. So you guys are knocking it out of the park. You guys are doing great work here. So I want to thank you, Jorge, for just taking the time out of your day, sitting down, and talking with me and letting me introduce you to my listeners.
It's a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming and give me a chance to and take your time to give me this interview.
Yeah, no worries, man. My pleasure. I love your place.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jorge. He's such a nice guy, and I love his restaurant. I've got pictures of his dishes, some of the things he makes. I've got pictures of the inside of the restaurant, of Jorge, of his sons, and I also have a map that will take you right there to the front door of Jorge's Hideaway, and it will be hidden no more, folks. You will find it. All right. Well, there's so much more I need to talk about, but I just don't have time. So let's just say that should be it for this week. And next week, stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with travel tips, great restaurant and excursion ideas, and more. But until then, remember this is an interactive show where I depend on your questions and suggestions about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, then please reach out to me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and send us your message. And remember, if you're considering booking any type of tour while you're in Puerto Vallarta, you must go to vallartainfo.com, that's JR's website, and reserve your tour through him right from his website. Remember, this is a value-for-value proposition, my friends. His experience and on-the-ground knowledge of everything Puerto Vallarta in exchange for your making a purchase of a tour that you would do anyway. You're just doing it through him as a way of saying thank you. Thanks, JR, for being our guide. It costs no more than if you were going to use someone else, so just do it, really. And when you do take one of those tours, email me about your experiences. Maybe you can come on board and share with others what you liked or didn't like about the tour. Again, contact me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off a message. And don't forget, JR has his maps, his DIY tours, his revitalized happy hour board, and more. And I have links to all of those in the show notes, so check them out. And once again, if you like this podcast, please take the time and subscribe and give me a good review on iTunes if you would. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And remember, I made it easy for you to do just that with every episode I create. But if you haven't been to my website, you really have to check it out. I have links to the places we talk about. I have interesting pictures and more right there in my blog posts and in the show notes for each episode of the show. So really check them out. And thanks to you, Pat and David from the SPCA Puerto Vallarta. Hey folks, remember, help those furry ones when you're in town. Thanks for all you do, Pat and David. And maybe, when you're in town, you guys consider helping out at the shelter while you're there. And what about those fine folks at Pasitos de Luz and Casa Con? Wow, what a wonderful group. Think about donating your time and money to that cause, too. And I have links and contact information for all of these charities. So thanks so much for all you do, folks, for all those charities. And thanks to you, Jorge Tovar from Jorge's Hideaway. Go there, have a special meal, and let Jorge know that you heard him on the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. And thanks to all of you for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler, signing off with a wish for all of you to slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
De Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. Solo camino, perno por la playa, me encuentro junto al río, cuando todo está en calma, pronto cae la noche, brillas Puerto Vallarta.